We are the Guinea Pig Collective. All will be assimilated. Resistance is futile.
Cliffjumper thanks you all for watching, and he hopes that you enjoyed this Transformer-related video. Right, Cliffjumper? Oh yeah, it's time to pig out, transform. The retirement party continues. Cliffjumper leading us in with another Transformers video. This one from Transformers Legacy United. We got Cyberverse universe. We've got Windblade. Another one that looked pretty interesting. I remember reading a lot of the IDW comics before they went to absolute shit, and this character was, it wasn't the greatest character in the world, let's be honest. She was pretty bland and pretty boring. They did hype her up a lot by the time they got around to Combiner Wars, which they did have an animated version of. So we're going to head and we're going to pop out that original IDW one. Now this one I've never actually opened, but here we go with the IDW version of Windblade. A lot darker in color scheme with the original one, so I will wind up doing a little bit of a side-by-side with it, even though I'm not going to take it out of the package. The one thing I think that they did right when they did these IDW ones is they at least did include a comic with it. So for those who are uninitiated to the character, at least kind of get to know the character a little bit. But over time, most Transformers fans at this point do know who Windblade is. So let's go ahead. We're going to get this United one out of the box and take a look at it. Here we go, Windblade out of the box, taking a look at her right next to the original Generations version from IDW. You can see that the color scheme is a lot darker on the older one, especially with the wings and everything. They're all black. There's a lot more dark in the torso. This one is a lot brighter in colors, but a lot of the things, of course, they carried over is that geisha look to her face, all carried over very well. The color scheme is not bad on this one. It's a little bit lighter in tone. I don't mind that at all. The wings look a little bit smaller in the original one. The original one, like really huge wings on this one. But overall, I gotta say, I think this new one looks pretty good. So let's go ahead and start checking out some of the articulation on this one. Here we go with Windblade in a bit of a pose, putting her hands up on her hips. She does have this little piece that actually accentuates the geisha look. It's a little bit of I forget what it's called, like a fan or something in the back of her head. She also has a port on the side of her hip that you can actually put her sword on as well. That's pretty cool. So let's go ahead and check out the rest of the posability on this one. Go, got her in a nice big wide-legged stance, got her sword out, ready to strike down on an opponent. Here we go with her ready to start running into battle. Showing off all the articulation and is down in the knees with the joints, got the rockers down at the feet. She does have a bit of a waist turn. She's got a little bit of ball and rock at the top of the head. Got decent turn and pivot up in the shoulders, as well as a bicep cut. Joints at the elbows as well. Along with all the points of articulation that this one already has, and I'm able to show off right here, she also has a turned hand, accentuating a lot of that posability that you can get this one into. Absolutely stellar so far.
That's what they all say.
While she can get down into a kneeling position, it is not the greatest. There is a little bit of lacking as far as the hips, the way they're concerned, the way they move up against the top of the pelvis on this figure. It's actually a little bit restricting, so she cannot pull off a really good kneeling position. Everything else about this one has been stellar. That is a little bit of a drawback. She can even get into the, hey boys, check me out pose. Here we go with Windblade in her Cybertronian jet form. You will see that you can actually port, there's actually two spots in between the two legs when you snap her into jet form that actually accepts the two ports that are on the side of her sword, so it can make it look like it's a trailing jet fuel burn. You can also see in her jet form, she has these two movable foils for lifting vertically or to create her wind effect, which she is known for. That's why she's called Windblade. Really nice touch that they added that in there. I think that's really cool. Overall, I am pretty impressed with this one. A little bit of lack of articulation, especially when it comes down to being able to get into a kneeling position. And there really isn't a lot of accessories that come with this. You get this sword, which has got a nice, semi-transparent blade to it, and then you get this little back fan piece for her head when she's in robot mode. I really don't see nothing to do with that when it's in jet form. But everything that this one comes with it's decent. It would have been nice maybe she'd gotten a second sword or something like that, but it wasn't absolutely necessary. Overall, it's a very nice looking mold. The little attention to details, like putting these little vertical takeoff foils in a position where they can actually turn on this thing, is really cool. I really do like that as well. Because there is a slight lack in articulation, I cannot give this one a perfect score. I will say overall though, this is a very nice figure. If you're thinking about picking this one up, I could definitely recommend this one. This one is absolutely a 9 out of 10.
I will have my revenge. I am Windblade.
Here we go with Windblade in her Cybertron. Yeah. Along with all the other amazing points of articulation that this one does come with, you can also she does have a
A few moments later.
Along with all the other amazing points of articulation that this one has and all the different poses that you can get her in, she does have hand turn as well, so that also adds to the actual fuck. She can fuck.
Transformers.